From the Pasture by Hired Hand is presented by R3 Hilltop Ranch. Located in Chilton, Texas, R3 Hilltop Ranch has been breeding registered Texas Longhorns since 2006. What began as 3 heifers has grown into our current herd, which you can explore on our website at r3hilltop.com. We're passionate about loud colors, longhorns, and docile temperaments, but it's the easy-keeping, low-maintenance traits of Texas Longhorns that initially attracted us and continue to drive our herd growth. In addition to livestock, we proudly offer certified Longhorn beef products. Visit r3hilltop.com/beef to learn more. Thank you for listening and enjoy exploring our ranch online at r3hilltop.com.
Hi there, I'm Molly.
And I'm Jamie, and this is our From the Pasture with Hired Hand podcast.
For 15 years now, we've been proudly helping breeders promote hundreds of thousands of pedigree livestock with our easy-to-use animal management-driven website software.
And let's not forget about Hired Hand Live, where over $1 million worth of livestock is sold online each year.
We're excited to bring you market trends, sales data, advice from your fellow breeders, and stories from the ranch.
Our software makes managing your website and your animals a breeze, so you can focus on what you love.
So let us handle your digital chores while you tune in to another episode of From the Pasture with Hired Hand.
Today we're talking about the upcoming TLBAA Horn Showcase, which is being held at the Canadian County Expo Center in Reno, Oklahoma. Our guest and one of the sale hosts, Matt Bourbon, will give us an inside look at the cattle and other details for the weekend. Visit hiredhandlive.com to view the consignments, get detailed information, and place your bids. Also take some time to check out the consigners' websites, which are powered by Hired Hand, to learn more about their programs. If you're excited to hear about the standout Longhorns heading to the sale ring, stay tuned. Matt and I will give you the full rundown. Welcome, Matt. How are you?
I'm good, Jamie. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Can you give us a little background of your Longhorn past?
Well, it's one that sounds like many others. When I got into this, we wanted cows. We wanted something unique, and I mean, does it get any more unique than a Texas Longhorn? We went around just buying up what we could, and then we kind of realized we began getting more quantity over quality, so we reduced down and turned around and started more quality over quantity. And then we started traveling to different futurities and sales and meeting new breeders and getting more involved with the industry. And that's kind of how I fell into this position. Josh Gentry called me one night and asked me if I'd be interested in helping him. And now here we are. I believe this is our third year together on this committee, and it's been a wild ride.
Okay, so let's talk about the history of the Horn Showcase. You said it's been happening for 3 years. Do you remember who started or know who started the Horn Showcase?
So the 3 years is how long I've been on the committee with Josh. The Horn Showcase itself was started in 2000. So this would be the 25th year of it, actually. The first Horn Showcase sale took place in 2002. The original event was Dale Hunt's idea, so I guess we could blame him for the crazy madness that is the Horn Showcase. They sat down and decided they wanted to find a way to actually record the horn measuring data of the industry. And together, he and a few other breeders sat down and came up with this idea.
Well, who is on the committee with you this year?
So the boss man is Josh Gentry, myself, Mandy Oden, David Henry, Karen Allen, and Amanda Hardcastle.
And I assume that anyone, if they have questions, they can contact any one of you, or is there somebody people should contact if they have a question?
No, feel free to contact any of them or any of us. I mean, our numbers are all out there for everybody to find, the power of Facebook and our Hired Hand websites. But I mean, any one of us can answer any questions you've got. And if we don't have the answer, we'll get you to the right committee member that does have that answer.
Let's now jump into the schedule of events for the weekend. Everything starts off on Wednesday, October 1st. What can people expect that day?
With the Horn Showcase, we require all animals to be on site Wednesday. we'll have an unload crew that it's a pretty simple drop off and load out there at the Canadian County Expo Center. It's a pretty easy pull through. You just get in line, and as the trailers flow through, we'll unload animals, tag them, and get them into their designated pens. Donnie Taylor and his crew are running it this year, so should be pretty simple and easy.
And on Thursday, October 2nd, is when everything officially kicks off with the measurement competition. And what time does that start?
This year, we're going to start measuring cattle about 8 a.m. Matt Marty and his crew are going to start. They're going to start with the sale animals, and then they're going to go from youngest to oldest in the females. And then they're going to go youngest bulls all the way up to our big bull alley bulls.
How many entries did you have this year?
This year total, we've had 493 that will be, that's counting satellites and on site in El Reno. 280 of those will be measured at satellites. We've got 21 satellite locations. That goes from Texas to here at my place in Ohio, all the way up to upstate New York at Mike Albanese's place. It runs all the way out to the Pacific Northwest.
It's quite the range for everybody, and quite a few animals that are in the measurement portion. Is there a specific process that you all follow when measuring?
So this year, actually last year, we started implementing a tool that Matt Marty introduced, and it's a fantastic idea, and I give Matt all the credit to that. It's a big aluminum caliper system that it sounds big and scary, but it's not. It's the definition of accuracy. There's no bending of the tape measure. It's touching the side of the chute here. It's when you put that tool up there and you touch one tip to the other, the tape measure that's on the tool is going to read the accurate number. So we implemented that last year. Well, this year we're requiring all tip-to-tip measurements be measured with that tool. That way, there's no difference. Everybody is using that tool, and every measurement will be accurate.
So you're using it there in person, but then in addition to that, all of the satellite measurements had to use the Matt's tool as well.
Yes, that is one of the requirements that our satellite locations have to use or have and use. That way there's no question about, did that cow measure 96? Yep, she measured 96, and you could take all 21 of those measuring tools and you're going to get the same 96-inch measurement on that cow.
If people are interested in that tool for themselves, is that something that they can purchase from Matt? Do you know?
Oh, yeah. Matt is, he's making more and more every week. I spoke with him about a week or so ago, and I think he had 5 or 7 that he was going to haul to a couple different ranches and deliver. And honestly, it's a pretty affordable bang for your buck. At the end of the day, accuracy is the goal. And Matt's pretty quick turnaround and very affordable for the tool. So definitely talk to Matt. He'll get you squared away.
So now we're going to move on to Friday, which there's a whole variety of things happening on Friday. What is the very first thing we can expect?
Friday, we're going to start out at 11 a.m. We're going to do the Select Sale. Cattle viewings all morning. We're going to start staging some of those cattle just a little bit before 11. And then at 11 a.m. sharp, Chase and Dan, who have graciously volunteered their time and presence with us, they're going to get us rolling.
And you said you have Donnie in the back that is handling the crew this year. Are there haulers that are lined up ahead of time?
We've got haulers going every which way part of the country. We did put a list in the catalog. We have a couple to swap out here and there, but coming from the East Coast, we've got Dan Grove, Harrison Yeager. There's some folks coming out of Michigan. That a lot of the haulers that we're going to have there are just breeders that are traveling that have open cuts in their trailer. So, I mean, if you start asking around, the neighbor sitting next to you at the table might have a slot headed home for you. But Wes Clark, Jim Clark, we've got a handful of them. I know Josh Gentry's got room going back to Texas. Several breeders headed back to Texas all the way. The pickers are coming down from Oregon. They might have room. But we will update that list the day of the sale.
Okay. Let's talk about the consigners this year. It looks like you have just under 40 consigners for the sale this year. Is there anybody that you know of that is new to the sale?
We've got a couple new ones. Harrison Yeager, he's got 2 lots in the sale this year coming out of Maryland. This is his first consignment to the Horn Showcase. Neil and Stan Merriman, they've got a lot that's, I mean, a real knockout. This is going to be their first consignment to the Horn Showcase. Wes Watson, this will be, I believe, don't quote me, and he might whoop me for this, but I believe this is his first year consigning as well to the Horn Showcase.
Okay. People, I'm sure, have had a chance now to take a look at the sale catalog, and they'll notice at the beginning of the sale, there's, I think, roughly 10 lots where you're selling guitars, banners, magazine covers, the Horn Showcase logo for next year, the Bull Alley logo for next year, and then there's a few other things that are in there as well. Is there anything that you would like people to know about those lots?
So those lots, they benefit the event and the association. It's one of those things that it's not only the marketing ability for the next coming year and next year's event, but also stuff that, you know, the guitars and the Bull Alley banner you can take home and hang up in the trophy room at the house.
And there's one other special lot at the beginning of the sale, which is lot 1A, Dunn Storm Surge. I believe she's been donated by Nancy Dunn. And this lot benefits the TOBT. Can you talk to us a little bit about that animal?
Yep. So Dunn Storm Surge, I got a call from Miss Nancy and the TLBT. They wanted to put in a lot because, I mean, the TLBT, that's our future. That's the Texas Longhorn breeders of tomorrow. So Nancy put in a real good one. She's got a red-white lineback out of Accelerate that's hanging tough out of Horseshoe J Ambitious going back to 50-50. On the bottom side, out of Dunn Big Storm, which is a JH Gator Bacon daughter, going back to Dunn Gun Bomber, who did quite a bit for Nancy's program. Really nice, well put together little heifer.
And the other special lot that I noticed in the catalog was lot 14. It's from G3 Ranch. It looks like they're selling a pen of 3. How will their pen of 3 work during the sale?
Josh and Brittany sat down and they tried to figure out a way to really promote M7 Irish Luck. I mean, he's the face of Bull Alley this year. So when I was out at their ranch back in the spring, we sat down and talked about this little lot. And Brittany decided that she wanted to put in a pick of 3 heifers. I asked her if she wanted to sell all 3, but she, I guess, thought I was crazy. She said, "No, Matt, I'm going to turn loose of 1. The other 2 are going to come back here to the ranch, and we're going to grow them out and hopefully turn them into brood cows that help push our program along and really just show the power that M7 Irish Luck has brought to their program." So we're going to run all 3 in, and the highest bidder is going to get the choice of 1 out of the 3.
Okay. So there's 1 scratch in the sale, which is lot 20. And there is also 1 sub in the sale, which is lot 19 from Michael and Brandy Beck. The animal's name is Biscuit on Fire HCL. So be sure to check out lot 19 online. So Matt, are you ready to play a round of catalog roulette?
I guess so. I always laugh when you guys do this because I'm always like, I would probably wreck that.
You're going to
We're
do
going to
great.
try it and see what we can do.
You're going to do great. I will randomly pick an animal out of the catalog, and then you can tell me what you know about it. Okay, so the first one we'll start with is lot 3, CC Copper Haystack from Jacob and Amy Miles.
So lot 3, Jacob and Amy, they've consigned this rural safari son daughter. It's a really cool lot. She's black and white. She goes back to some really old school foundation genetics on the bottom. And then they've got her bred to investment. This is one that when Jacob and Amy wanted to consign. We went back and forth through, and when I picked her out, they initially told me no, and finally, after some negotiating, we got the deal made. But it's she's a really cool female. To be interesting to see her in person. I know she's got a ton of horn.
Well, this next one that caught my eye here as I was scrolling was lot 7. You said interesting horn, and this one has a lot of twist, it seems. So we'll do lot 7, Watson 822 from Wes Watson.
So 822 she's an older cow, but when you think of twist, a lot of people look at Watson, and their numbering system is a little different than what a lot of folks are used to. But when you sit down and really study their program and some of the things that Wes and his father built over the years, this is a prime example of what can be done. The cool part about this cow, everybody knows Horseshoe J Journey 040. This cow is actually coming with a bull calf at side by a son of that cow, and she's actually exposed back the same way. The sire of that bull calf is a cool combination of Mr. Happy and Horseshoe J Journey. I mean, look at the cow. She's got twists for days. That pedigree screams more twist than probably anything most breeders have seen.
So the next one we will stop on is RJF Indian Blanket 422, which is consigned by Richard and Jeannie Phillip.
So Indian Blanket, she is a daughter of BR Jungle Jim out of RJF Wiregrass Wildflower, going back to Wiregrass Lore on the bottom. I mean, Jungle Jim, he's over 100 inches. The Stellar Partners have been doing fantastic with promoting him. I mean, just the maternal genetics that are in this little heifer stand out the most to me. They have her unexposed. I mean, I'm going to say 3 animals over 100 in the pedigree and 5 or 6 that are over 90. I mean, she's got color to burn. The horn potential's through the roof, and she's coming from one of the best programs in the country.
Now let's talk about lot 18, Ladies Right Up My Alley from Brian and Karen Allen.
So this heifer was actually the first consignment submission we had submitted into the sale. And if you know Karen, she doesn't ever really want to turn loose of stuff, especially when it comes bred to Red River Firestorm, that new partnership bull that her and Brian and the Glendennings have together. She's sired by the BR Mr. Right. I mean, that bull is just knocking it out of the park. I know several programs have leased him, and his calves have been ringing bells at sales. She comes out of, on the bottom side, AL Black Lady, going back to, I mean, some Bob Loomis and Doug Hunt genetics. I don't even really know how you describe that color, because she's got color to burn, flat laid out horns, and she's bred to an up and coming bull that has been doing really well on the futurity circuit. And good luck getting something out of Karen that's bred to him.
Just scrolling here a little bit. Let's stop on lot 23 with one of the individuals who we spoke about earlier, who is a new consignor to the Horn Showcase, Harrison Iger, and his lot's name is Kate's Ida Red.
So Kate's Ida Red, she's a big red HR daughter out of SDR Rio's Kate, which is a JP Rio granddaughter. This cow is puppy dog friendly. I've worked her through the chute probably 5 or 10 times myself. It was kind of funny when Harrison got her. He told me that this cow enjoyed potato chips. I thought this kid was crazy. Well, come to find out, when she was down at Josh and Kit Dinwiddie's, that's what Kit and Josh it was like treats to this cow. She's just a big, I mean, real easy keeping cow. She's done really well for Harrison. It was one of the first foundation cows that he had bought to really build his program off of. He's keeping 3 daughters out of her. He's got her bred back to PCC Nightcrawler, a young bull that he acquired a year or so ago. When it came down to the NFLR race last year, I believe she was sitting 33rd in production, just how well her daughters had done on the futurity circuit for him.
I mean, can you blame her for liking Lay's potato chips? They're kind of delicious.
Yeah, that's kind of my thoughts too, I guess.
Okay, the next one we'll talk about is we'll do 29 from Scott and Amelia Picker. Her name is A.S. Dahlia.
A.S. Dahlia. So Scott called me about this heifer, and he wanted to put in a few. And we sorted through his herd, and this is one of the ones that really caught my eye. Scott and Amelia, they've been building one heck of a program up in the Northwest, and they found a way to start really pushing products of their program out there. And this is one of those ways they're going to do it. A&S Full-Time, he's a Django son out of HL Worth the Wait, going back to Sniper. That bull is just as big-bodied as they come. On the bottom side, going back to some Tom Smith and Pace breeding, I mean, you can't really find any holes in this young heifer. They've got her bred to 6 CR Buzz Lightyear, which I've had to hear about for the past 2 weeks since my son found out that that's who she's bred to, because he just catches Buzz Lightyear, and now I guess we're going to have to try to buy her. But overall, a really nice heifer that Scott and Amelia are bringing us.
And now let's hear from our advertisers. Are you a new Longhorn breeder eager to educate yourself on market trends and sale prices? Stay in the loop with our text messages. Get the latest updates, events, and insider tips on all things Longhorns delivered straight to your phone.
Stay informed by texting website to 888-700-8131, then reply with Longhorns. That's website to 888-700-8131. Sign up today and take your breeding program to the next level.
Do you sometimes feel like you're the only one who doesn't have it all figured out? Rural life can be isolating, but it doesn't have to be.
Welcome to Ag's Most Okayest Farm Girls, the podcast for women who are craving connection, laughter, solidarity, camaraderie, and just overall encouragement in your everyday life and dreams.
Each week, your hosts, Annalise, that's me, and Courtney will cover topics such as farm life, mom life, making money online, side hustles, hobbies, sharing on social media, jobs off the farm, and so much more.
Us rural gals need to stick together, so saddle up for some fun, real, and unsolicited advice and stories from our everyday farm lives.
Grab a drink, we're Ag's Most Okayest Farm Girls, and we're here to help. Listen wherever you find podcasts.
Overwhelmed with your digital chores? Let us lend a hand. From websites and animal management to internet auctions, graphic design, marketing, search engine optimization, and more, Hired Hand Software is your hired hand for all things digital.
Specializing in pedigree, livestock, breeds, and beyond, we handle the tech so you can focus on the animals you love. Visit hiredhandsoftware.com today, where your digital chores just got a whole lot easier.
Looking for top quality Longhorns and a taste of true Texas spirit? Look no further than Cantera Cattle Company. Our passion for Longhorns shines at Old Gringo Ranch, where tradition meets excellence. Visit us online at CanteraCattleCompany.com and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok for the latest updates and ranch life fun. Ready to experience it yourself? Schedule your visit by emailing canteracattle@gmail.com. Remember, God is great, Longhorns are good, and life is crazy.
Let's talk about lot 31, PCC Pure Gold from Kurt Twining with Silver Tea Ranch.
PCC Pure Gold is a Gold Mine 1 daughter. It's very, few and far between when you find this big of a true black white cow, especially Gold Mine. Dick Low breeding on the bottom side, going back to Bob Loomis. She's coming bred to PCC Dark Dust. That bull has been killing it for Austin and Savannah Roar and Kurt. He's, I want to say, 92 in his fourth year. So, she's bred to a fantastic bull. She's true black, ton of horn herself. I've seen calves out of her down at Kurt's. This was one of those ones that I kind of had to pry out of Kurt's hands to get him to consign her. He said, Matt, she's been doing really well for me. Why sell her? And I said, well, you know the saying, if you're going to bring one to town, it needs to hurt when it leaves the ranch. And this one here, I know she'll do well for whoever ends up buying her, but I know it's hurting Kurt to turn her loose. So we appreciate Kurt allowing us to sell her.
Next up is lot 37, Rita Ballou, PLB from Robert Vanderford.
So Mr. Vanderford contacted us, and he said that he wanted to put in a lot. And I mean, what better way to do it than bring us a upper 80s 50-50 daughter, going back to some wire grass on the bottom. They've got her bred to the over 90-inch, over a ton KDK Wildfire. When you see this cow in person, I don't think the picture really does her justice, the color coming through and how big of a body this cow is.
Moving on to, we'll do one from Miss Lisa Lubring from Lubring Farms, lot 41, CR Clouts Lynn.
Clouts Lynn, this is we started picking this one out about legacy sale time this year back in the spring. And I asked Lisa about it, and she said, I think I can make that work. And her son got up from the table. He wasn't too happy that mom was selling one of the best ones. She's coming bred to LTL 1 Tough 6 gun, coming from the Leonard Ranch down in Virginia. Sired by the SR Clout Bull that did really well for Strudoffs. And then out of a daughter, a Hubble's Rio 007, which brings in JP Rio Grande and actually a working woman cologne on the bottom side. It's a pretty cool mashup of genetics.
Now, how about we talk about Jason Hardy's lot 47, PCC Honey Bear.
PCC Honey Bear, this is a cow that's caught my eyes for years. I bought a cow from the Paces, which it is actually PCC Golden Honey, her mom. And when Jason and I sat down trying to figure out what lot to put in the sale, this cow was one of those ones where we'd talk about her and we'd move on to something else, and I'd come dragging Jason back to her. We're very thankful that Jason's trusting us with her, just because I know how much she means to his program. She's coming bred to Hello Darlin'. That's the 94-inch dun and white bull that he's running up there. I mean, this cow's bred for twist, and now we're going to add some length to it. I know I can personally say her mom's about a 1,300-pound cow, and she's no different. She's a big, soggy cow. And I mean, not to mention, she's black and white. I mean, where can you go wrong?
Well, while we're out west, let's stop on lot 52 from Siller Longhorns, Lazy J's Shades of Silk.
It's funny. I didn't realize this until just now. There's 2 lots in this sale that I own the dam to. Lazy J Shades of Silk. She's sired by 50 Shades Darker, a bull that the Lazy J Ranch, Joe, he did really well promoting. Like I said, we own her mom, Lazy J's Just Silk. She's one of the first foundation cows we bought. Joe set us up for success when he sold us her. And we actually had a full sister to her that is growing really nice. This heifer here is coming bred to CH Ring of Fire, a young bull that Sillers have running around out there. And I mean, built like a tank. He's doing really well. She goes back to, I mean, foundation genetics in multiple different programs, whether it be the Bolin program, the Milkshakes McFlurry back to Vanilla Milkshake. And on the bottom side, I mean, Joe will tell you he built a lot of his program around that Silk family and KC Justice. Him and I have had many conversations about that. That's another one that I didn't know if I could get Mac and Andrew to turn loose of her, but we're thankful they're bringing her to town.
The next one is lot 58, LLR Diamond Diva.
Oh, another one from Harrison. He's going to think we're showing favoritism. So she's a cool one. She's out of spec iron, a son of the 90-inch over a ton drag iron. On the bottom side, she's out of a daughter of the $100,000 Cowboy Casanova that Todd McKnight owns out in Kansas. I mean, just colored up heifer. She's built like a brick. She's friendly as can be. That's another one that he's just got her puppy dog friendly. He actually has her bred to BR Black Magic XL. That's a Brian Brett bred homozygous black son of Rural Safari son, out of the Barn Dancer cow that is over at Buxton's. He's actually in Bull Alley. He's a cool guy. I know. I mean, everybody's hunting black and white. Well, this heifer right here, it guarantees you a black and white calf being bred to a homozygous black bull.
And the last one we'll do is lot 62 from the MF Partnership Division of New Age Cattle Company, SCC One Tough Daisy.
One Tough Daisy. Sat down with Randy and started sorting through some cows, and Lord knows that when you get down into that herd, you almost get cow drunk trying to figure out which ones you want to ask him about. And this is one he offered up. And the cool part about her, she's got a heifer calf at sired by Done Stepping Up. He was in Bull Alley, I want to say 2 years ago. But here's the cool part. She's bred back to Chatterbox. I mean, I don't know about you, but that opportunity doesn't come around very often. Randy and Bull Creek are partnered on that bull, and they keep those genetics locked down. They're protecting those genetics, and like I said, very few times does that offer come along to have a calf out of him. She's sired by the 108-inch Cowboy Tough Checks. That bull needs no introduction. But on the bottom side, it just proves you can take old genetics and mix them with new, because, she's got the likes of Superman, True Sass, Shamrock Unbreakable. It's an outcross cow to a lot of programs that don't carry a lot of Tough Checks genetics. And she got horn for days. The picture doesn't do her justice with the color she's got coming through. Overall, just a big, big cow that Randy is bringing to town.
I think one other thing we should mention as we're looking through the catalog here is you have some other little notes about each lot if they are parent verified and if they have DNA markers on file, as well as if they are bred and owned. So that's one thing that's unique, always unique to the Horn Showcase catalog.
Yeah, that's something that when I first went to the Horn Showcase, I saw that. And it's a neat little kind of checking a box. As far as service sires in Bull Alley, there's some of these bulls that, if you're not getting all the way to Maryland, you're not going to know what Black Magic XL looks like. Or if you've never seen some of these bulls in person, you've just seen pictures. Well, now you have the opportunity to look at this heifer and go, oh, her service sires in Bull Alley, I can walk 2 rows from here and go see who she's bred to. It's a pretty neat thing that they've incorporated over the years.
Well, you just mentioned Bull Alley. I believe that's also on Friday. What time does that start?
Oh, so Bull Alley, they're going to start that at 5 p.m. We're going to do a reception. There's going to be an open bar. You can thank Michael and Elizabeth Fritz for that. They've graciously sponsored the open bar. We're going to do a appetizer kind of little social deal to go with that. At 6 o'clock, we're going to start running bulls through. We've got 21 bulls this year. One of the requirements is that every bull on site has to have semen for sale. Now, you can start buying semen as early as Wednesday afternoon, and you can buy it all the way all weekend. And then depending on availability, if you contact the TLBAA office the week after the event, you might be able to sneak in and get some bought, but you don't want to wait that long, because if they sell out, they sell out. There will be no more.
And what finishes out the night on Friday?
Well, one thing that they decided to do this year is they got a hold of Neil McCoy, and at 8 p.m., we've got a Neil McCoy concert. We were very fortunate that Mike Davis at Lucky Mountain Ranch in Austin and Savannah Roar at Superior Ranch, they're going to sponsor that concert for us this year. So from 8 till whenever Neil decides he's done, he's going to put on a pretty darn good show.
And then on Saturday, you have the Futurity. What time are you starting the Futurity?
Futurity's going to start 9 a.m. We've got, I want to say, about 18 different classes.
How many entries?
We've got 195 entries into the Futurity. I feel like we might have a couple more than that, but I'll double check. But we're going to ballpark it at 195.
Okay. Who did you all select this year for judges?
So this has been a big conversation throughout the industry as judges. This year we have found one heck of a panel. We've got Miss Kathy Palladini, Ron Baca, Pam Hughes, Nick Nicodime from Commander's Place Longhorns, and Dylan Feisenmeyer. And I'm sorry, Dylan, if I butchered your last name again.
I think it's Fitzenmeyer, but either way, right? He'll answer, I'm sure. Okay, and after the futurity wraps up, what's next?
So once we finish the futurity, we're going to do a luncheon. They have tickets available for purchase that'll be at the office. Those are $35 a piece.
And after lunch is the awards. At the awards, you'll give out futurity awards, measurement, and is there anything else you'll be giving out at the same time?
So we're going to start that at 1:30. They do all, and they read every class. Every winner will be announced. There they give out the bronzes, the buckles, the knives for all the measuring. The futurity awards this year, the checks, the Calcutta. They do superior awards, the whole 9 yards.
And Sunday is the final day of the Horn Showcase. What time does everyone need to have all their cattle out?
So the plan is by noon on Sunday, we need all cattle loaded out because that's when we have to start wrapping up, tearing down pens, cleaning out the barn.
And earlier you mentioned the sponsors that you have for Neil McCoy, which was Mike and Ollie Davis and Austin and Savannah Rohr. Are there other sponsors that you have for the weekend that you'd like to share?
We have a ton. We were very fortunate. And I mean, everybody who puts on one of these events will tell you, you can't do it without your sponsors. I mean, all in all, I mean, I could read this list and you're going to tell me, Matt, you just took up 2 hours worth of time. But I mean, Glendennings Farms, Rex and Charisse, they've been fantastic to us. Richard and Jeannie Phillip over at Bentwood, Mac and Andrea at Sillers. I mean, we can't thank those folks enough. Flying Bee, Hunter and Jordan Bolte, Travis and Shayna Johnson, Barb and Jason Shigoda, Randy Murray at New Age Cattle Company. Here's a cool one. George Wartzball at G&A Country Club Ranch. This program's, I mean, taken off like a rocket, but they're also supporting events, small and large, across the country. George has found a way to really get involved. John and Natalie Cheney from Diamond C, KDK Longhorns, Lonesome Pines has always been a supporter. Alex Dees from CR Longhorns this year has been phenomenal. First year consigner, first year participant, Harrison Yeager, Savannah and Mark over at Leonard's New River Ranch. Another sponsor we have, Karen and Brian Allen. Not only is Karen on the committee, but they're also sponsors. It just shows it doesn't matter where you're volunteering your time. They also graciously open up their checkbook and help build the event. Tom and Amy Buxton at Buxton Longhorns, Diamond B, Penny Brugman, Colin as ranch manager. They've been fantastic and always willing to help out, whether it be in participation or sponsorships. I mentioned the open bar that Michael and Elizabeth Fritz are sponsoring. Bull Creek Longhorns, Bill and Suzanne Torkelson. They're sponsoring some bronze classes this year, as well as Miss Lisa Lubring. Larson Longhorns, they've got a few consignments this year. They also sponsored as well. 3J Farm, Jeremy and Annette James, since day one, have been a big supporter of the event. So I appreciate all them. That's just, I mean, a drop in the bucket of our sponsors. I mean, we can go through futurity class sponsors, but I mean, just the overwhelming support we've had this year. I'd like to personally thank everyone that donated their time, energy, and money to help make this event possible.
Well, is there anything else that, well, maybe we haven't talked about that you as a sale host would like to let people know for the event? Maybe do you have room for more transit animals? Are you full?
We do have room for transit animals. You can call myself or Josh or, like I said, any other members of the committee or the office. We'll get you squared away with those. We've got a handful of those available, not a whole lot because we do have quite a bit of transit animals this year, but we still have room for those. We also have RV spots there on site at the location. So if you're dragging your RV around to the event, make sure you get a hold of Pam at the office. She'll get you squared away with that. Most of the parking there is pretty open. That facility's very accommodating. They let us just kind of take over their whole facility. So trailer parking, there's plenty of that. We won't run out of that. Hopefully everybody shows up, has a safe trip in, and has a good time.
And then people are always wondering about food. Is there a concession stand again this year?
Yep. So last year we had a barbecue-based concession stand, I believe, in typical Josh Gentry fashion. He's always a big lunchtime guy. I think he's got that all squared away this year. I got confirmation there will be one there on site. It's right there in the same room as the sale ring. If you miss it, you weren't hungry enough.
Well, there's one last thing I have for you. We like to call it the Fast Five. I will say a characteristic of a Longhorn, and then you pick an animal from the sale that we have not already talked about.
Well, you didn't tell me about this part. I didn't have time to prepare.
That's the kind of the point of the Fast Five. You got to think of the first one that comes to your head. So we'll start with black and white.
That we haven't already talked about.
Yeah.
That's a hard one. I think we covered all our black and whites.
Are we sure?
I think so. What about one bred to a black and white?
Sure, that works.
Perfect. Barb and Jason Shigoda are bringing a 3P American Swagger. She's a Swagger daughter out of a Bandera Czechs daughter, but the cool part about her is she's bred to the over 90-inch, and I don't quote me, I think he is the longest true black bull in the industry, just a cowboy. That's a partnership bull between 3P Ranch and 1886 Cattle Co. Pat Hangler. And I mean, that dude is knocking it out of the park. He's massive. He's got a ton of horn. I mean, black and white, if you're looking for it, there you go.
All right. The next one is Twist.
We have a Wes Watson lot that is another prime example of Twist. She herself is Twist. She's bred to a bull with Twist. The heifer calf at side is out of that son of Horseshoe J Journey, so twist on twist on twist.
Do you remember, were you talking about lot 33?
Yes, 33.
The next one is a red and white.
Red and white. There's a couple different options to choose from. We're going to go with CR Pacific Mizzou that's coming from Alex D's. I don't know how I got lucky with this one. So she's out of a 100-inch bull with PC 40, Pacific Cowboy 40. That takes you back to Cowboy Upchecks and the Mermaid Cow. And this is the cool part. She's got a calf at side, a heifer calf at side by the 108-inch WT Kid Rock. Well, then they turned around and they bred her back to the 2-inch BR Jungle Jim. So she's out of a 100-inch bull. She's got a calf at side out of a 100-inch bull. And then she's bred back to a 100-inch bull. And then herself, I mean, rolling out red and white cow coming from one of the legacy programs of the country.
And I think she's lot 45, if somebody wants to take a peek at her. The next characteristic is brindle.
Ooh, well, we already talked about that one from Brian and Karen. We'll go with lot 40. That's a 4L Golden Ticket. She's a brindle daughter, a gold mine, out of a drag iron daughter, coming from Loftus Longhorns.
And the final is a true black.
That gets tricky because I think we already covered that. Oh no, we didn't. We talked about that lot too because that's a pick of 3. See, you didn't give me time to prepare, and now I'm on the ropes.
What about lot 32?
That is a good option.
From what Joe has told me, her ears are black, her nose are black, and I forget the other things he's told me.
That's a Hubble's 20 gauge daughter. I mean, undefeated Futurity bull, and then 3-time bull of the year coming from KCM Longhorns. They've got her bred to Cherokee HR. That's a young bull that has grown up over at John Helm's place. He's done really well for John, and now he's doing really well for KCM. They're retaining a daughter out of her that was 63 and a half at 24 months. Just checking the boxes herself, and then her production history is, her calves are checking the box too. The bottom side of her pedigree is just old school outcross genetics that are really nice to incorporate back in with modern day bulls. It really just shows what that cross up will do for you.
Well, Matt, thanks for joining us, and make sure to check out the TLBAA Horn Showcase sale consignments ahead of sale day and follow us for more updates. Until next time.